Remember, we still have a few more characters we gotta do before this stream can finish. Next time we'll do something else. If I get someone in the chat, I'd be down to do another tier list after this. But until that happens, we're stuck here. So that's my ranking so far. Quinlan Voss is our third to last character. Quinlan Voss is a pretty cool guy. Entertainment Crew wanted me to do a video on him. Rest in peace, Entertainment Crew, as well, as they're now a deceased channel, in case you didn't know. Quinlan Voss is gonna be A tier. Just kidding, B tier. I don't know enough about him, but I think he is really cool. He's in Dark Disciple. He has a few comics. I've definitely seen him while researching certain topics before, so I would definitely put him as a good character, but he's not going to be A tier by any means. He's getting B tier at the end of the day. So there you go. C-3PO. Always been more of an R2 fan than a C-3PO fan, but I really respect him, and without him and R2, you don't even have Star Wars in the first place, so gotta give them both A tier, especially when they use this Phantom in his picture because he looks really cool there, so yeah. And last but not least, we have Jar Jar, who is, of course, S tier. Not D tier, not B tier, okay, like, genuinely speaking, I'd probably give Jar Jar either a B or an A, like, if I wasn't joking at all, because, I don't know, probably a B. But like I've never minded Jar Jar. I've always just thought he's like fine. To be honest, he's like the comic relief. He's like a slightly less enjoyable version of Chewbacca, but I don't mind him. He's about the same thing as Chewbacca ultimately. However, in respect of Ahmed Best and just like he got way too much hate, I'm just gonna put him in S tier because like, yeah, why not? Now I'm very excited to see what should we do first, the community ranking or the just putting these guys in here because I want to see. What would I do if we actually did base it off of the movies and not, like, the characters? Because I think it's so dumb to be like, oh, Anakin Episode 2, Anakin Episode 3, Clone Wars Anakin, those are different Anakins. No, it's the same one. But if we're going to base it off of that, we might as well go ahead and try and find all the ones I already went over that I might have missed. So, this is Anakin from Clone Wars, who's easily A tier. Easily A tier. I could see S tier, but I'll go A tier for now. Luke, A tier, and Return of the Jedi. That checks out. Yoda, prequels Yoda, A tier. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the lightsaber fights are cool. It makes up for it. Obi-Wan, in a way, Obi-Wan Attack of the Clones kind of sucks because him and Anakin's relationship is terrible. In my opinion, that's probably one of the worst things in that whole movie. Problems, as far as the Attack of the Clones go, is the relationship between Anakin and Obi-Wan was terrible in that movie and just doesn't work at all because they completely hate each other, at least at the beginning, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't really work. Like, it doesn't make their it doesn't make the turn, the betrayal in Revenge of the Sith hit as hard, because while in Revenge of the Sith, they act really like brothers and stuff. In Attack of the Clones, they hate each other, so it just is, I don't know. That was something that they should have done better. But, yeah, Obi-Wan, I'll give him B tier, honestly, from Episode 2. I mean, he's kind of flawed. Kind of I mean, when his jokes are good and stuff, but, like, nah. Obi-Wan Revenge of the Sith, on the other hand, you are getting at least an A tier. I'll go A tier. Not, like, Obi-Wan, I'm not, like, Obi-Wan is not my number one character fan by any means, but he's really good. I do love him a lot. He's like always really funny and definitely he's such a well-written and important character that I have to really appreciate him. But I'm not like an Obi-Wan stan by any means, right? I'm more of an Anakin guy at the end of the day. But Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan definitely an A tier. Anakin Revenge of the Sith. So first off, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Actually, Phantom Menace Obi-Wan, I'm also going to give A tier because I feel like he's really... I always liked Phantom Menace Obi-Wan. I mean, I know a lot of the movie he doesn't do much, but he does have some really good jokes here and there about being a pathetic life form and those sorts of things. He's always really cool in the movie and level-headed, I feel like, and I feel like they did a good job portraying young Obi-Wan. I like how young and fast and like strengthful he is. He has a lot of... I don't know, he's just very powerful in this movie because of how young he is. And so much of Obi-Wan we see is when he's older, so it's just kind of cool to see this young variant of him. And the biggest thing is him beating up Darth Maul in that duel at the end when he goes absolutely crazy on him. So that gets him to A tier at least. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan's probably a little bit better, but as a kid at least, I liked him the best in this movie. So yeah, Anakin, nope, still got more Obi-Wan. A New Hope Obi-Wan. Alec Guinness did such a good job like portraying him, even though they had no lore to go off of. I got to give him A tier. So I mean, I could see B tier also for him, but like, yeah, we'll go B tier. What I'm getting at is, if I had to say, I'd say the even number Obi-Wans were less good, whereas the odd number Obi-Wans, that was where it was at, his best moments and stuff. But yeah, I feel like that's fair. Um, what's up, one person in the chat? How's it going? Hopefully it's not cutting out and stuff now. Although it is like, I feel so bad because it's like literally 10 different notifications for this. Star Wars characters tier list. Star Wars characters tier list. Again and again and again. It never stops. But yeah, I don't know. Next up we've got Yoda. Yoda is actually better in the original trilogy than he is in the prequels. Because, not saying I don't mind, like, CGI Yoda is cool. In fact, I love to see CGI Yoda in Empire Strikes Back to make it really consistent. CGI Yoda is really cool. In some ways better than Papa Yoda, but in some ways Papa Yoda is a little bit better. Like, he's more expressive, I feel like. In some ways, biggest thing though is, like, the wisdom he has is so good it's not even funny in this movie. And it really just, like, I don't know. Like, when he's talking and stuff, he's way better here. Lightsaber fights definitely give him slightly an advantage, but I don't know, this is a better Yoda, I will say. So, we're not really ranking the individual things here except S tier. That one we ranked. But, just know original trilogy Yoda beats prequels Yoda any day of the week. At least, based off of how cool they are as a character, I think. Now, why is there two Ahsokas? I'm confused. I guess that was Rebels versus Clone Wars. Clone Wars is the A tier one. Rebels, she was, like, kind of cool, but not all that cool at the same time. So I'd say either A tier or B tier. I guess A tier. I don't know. I don't know her. She's not that cool in Rebels. She's fine. I mean, she fights Vader. That's pretty cool, but she was cooler in Clone Wars, not gonna lie. Just, like, that's what I grew up with, so I'm gonna go with that. Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. B tier, because I really don't have that big of a problem with it. Most people hate it. When he comes back with the lightsaber at the end, in my opinion, that was a really cool scene that kind of redeems everything else in the movie, but most people do not feel the same way, so I understand completely. Just know that Return of the Jedi Luke is an A tier, so don't get too mad at me. Now, this is actual Darth Sidious here, and the real question is, while I did say original trilogy Yoda is better than prequel trilogy Yoda, how about when we take the two Palpatines? They are very much similar in a lot of ways, so he doesn't do much in the first two prequels, but he is pretty cool there. In Revenge of the Sith, we get to see him with a lightsaber, which, I don't know, Palpatine is just one of those characters that to me, I never get him, like, his catch, so to speak. Obviously he's the mastermind, and he's such a good character all around, but, like, I just feel like they never quite got his character right, if that makes sense. Like, he never, for me personally, for Lucas it definitely works, I just don't think he quite works. Every version of his is just not perfect, but Return of the Jedi, Emperor Palpatine is basically exactly what he should be. He has his evil monologues and all that stuff, but at the same time, he also shows Force lightning and doesn't even need to use a lightsaber to prove that he's really powerful, which I feel like is really cool. In this movie, he uses lightning a lot, and he uses the Force a lot, and he's laughing, and he's having a great time. Ian McDiarmid did a fantastic job. I actually think as the Chancellor in this movie, he's a little bit better than he is as actually Palpatine, just because you get to actually see a little bit more of him there, like his acting ability. But yeah, I feel like they're just both good. I'd say they're both A tier. I'm not really going to put one above the other, but maybe Return of the Jedi one's a little bit better. Prequels one is great. We get to see him with a lightsaber. Again, it's the kind of thing where it almost feels like Palpatine doesn't need a lightsaber to be cool. So take from that what you will, but I'll put him here for now. Darth Maul. So Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace is an S tier, is the thing. Is he in a... Yeah, I feel like he is. Now, that's such a hard debate for me, because they're so good, both of them. Clone Wars, specifically Clone Wars Maul, not even Season 7 Clone Wars Maul, just like Seasons 4 and 5, I think is a little bit better. Sam Witwer gave such a good performance, and he is basically just as imposing as he is in the Phantom Menace. But he has more of a character, he's more developed, and he has the best episodes, so I don't know, I think he's great in the Clone Wars. He's great in Season 7, so I don't know where I'm really going with that, but Rebels, though, immediately goes down to, like, A tier, so yeah, but he's not on here, so I don't have to worry about him. And movie Darth Maul is, like, almost peak Darth Maul, but I could see like season 4 to 5 being slightly better, especially when he has like those Grievous legs when he's shirtless and stuff. That was like the best Maul ever, I feel like. But yeah, I don't know, both of these guys are really cool, so I could see them interchangeable, though this one was a little more well developed, so I'd go with him actually. Now, time for Anakin. Anakin in Attack of the Clones. I feel like it's the kind of same thing with Obi-Wan here, where I could definitely see him as a B tier. Now, I would gladly put him as A tier also, because especially over the years, like the scene of him going to save his mom and stuff immediately makes me like him a lot more. So he's either an A or a B. I guess I could go A for now, but he's like noticeably better in the Clone Wars than he is in this. So with that in mind, B tier. But he's fine in Attack of the Clones. There's nothing against him. This Anakin, though, that is S tier. Changed my mind, because Hayden Christensen did a great job portraying him. He's really cool in the movie, and it's awesome. I mean, this is more Darth Vader, to be fair, so maybe this is more of a Darth Vader thing than an Anakin thing, because Anakin himself in Revenge of the Sith is just like to me, he's like the best combination between Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith, or Clone Wars and Attack of the Clones, because he's still Hayden Christensen. He's not just charismatic guy that Matt Lanter was. So to me, he feels more like the true character, being awkward and stuff. But at the same time, in this movie, he's also kind of captures some of that vibes of him being more charismatic, being more believable as like Padme's husband and that kind of stuff. And he feels, he's more ripped in this movie. He's just a lot more chill all around, and he like combines the best things of Attack of the Clones with him being a little bit more emotional, and then also in Clone Wars him being more chill and charismatic. He kind of carries those in here. Then Vader himself is just a whole other thing, and he's obviously fantastic in this movie when he's Vader. But yeah, so that's the whole tier list. I don't really like doing the ones where it's like characters, same character, different movies. I just don't think like that makes much sense why you do that. But let's look at the community ranking to see what they said. I don't even remember how to really screenshot on here, so yeah, I guess I could save it real quick. Don't think I can do that, so yeah. Let me know if you want to see more of these live streams. Sorry it took like 20 different attempts for it to work, but hey, we got here in the end, didn't we? The community ranking is probably going to look nothing like mine, because it's going to be all of the main characters right here, and all of these guys, the really cool guys, are going to be down below, and it's like, what are y'all doing? But yeah, I'm curious to see what it would look like, actually. Somehow it might be a little bit of an internet moment, and it might not work, actually. Which means it's probably a good place to stop for the night, because, hey, we test really quickly to see if I can get the